Hello, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast for today. I hope you're doing fantastic. A little bit dark here, but hopefully you can still see me all right. Hopefully it is okay. There you go. It brightened up. It's like too bright now. Yeah, the lighting's not all that great. But anyway, hopefully you're all doing fantastic today and are ready for Christmas this coming week, just a few days away. So, how is everyone doing? I do not have... Actually, I forgot something, but I think it is perfectly fine. We can do without it. I do not have any tea, but I have my massive amount of water. Gotta drink that. So, I hope you're all doing well and are ready for the Christmas time as we approach the end of the year. We are like right at the end of the year here. It's crazy. Only another week and a half and then 2024 is gone and then we have 2025 waiting for us. What if I can get the lighting a little better, maybe? I don't know if I can, but yeah, it's just like this part of my face is bright because the light's like up here, and then there's another light that's like further away, but it's over there, so yeah, it's a little bit dark over here, but I don't know. Anyway, hello Ryan, great to have you here. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. What kind of trickery is this? Yeah, who knows? Who knows what kind of trickery it is? It's a lot of trickery. There's also no. There's also more trickery here. What kind of no. Hold on. We have some shenanigans going on here. No, come on. We have some shenanigans going on here. We don't want okay, good. We don't want any of the shenanigans. Promise, it's great to have you here. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing fantastic as well. Anyway, yeah, look, we don't have the Christmas mouse today. The Christmas mouse is, oh no, somewhere else. We have this mouse said, oh hey there, boys and ladies. You have never seen me before. I am Rista number 3, R.3. That's right. And then we have the monkey, Sora. Wonder if I can. Oh, this is perfect. There, we have our co-host here with us today. Gigi, great to have you here. How are you doing today? How are you? You know, I think 2025 is going to be an amazing year of, changes for a lot of people. As you can see, look, changes. Changes are happening. So, yeah. I think 2025 is going to be an amazing one for the changes. I really want to get what I want to get, so just a moment, guys, okay? Just give me just a moment. You can look at these amazing guys in the meantime, so just give me just a second. Don't mind me. I am far away. Wonder if you can even hear me all the way back here. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I'm back. I am back. Where are you? Where am I? Anyway, I'm back. I have a donut. I got that. I needed to get the keto donut. Oh no, I dropped it on the floor. No. You're not getting any. You may get some now. Here you go, boys. I'm allergic to everything keto. Oh, did you see that? He just died on camera. No. We're having a fun, goofy time today, aren't we? Yes, we are. Hold on. Let me get the monkey. Okay, monkey has been acquired. Okay, there you go, guys. Perfect. Oh, look how cute that they look back there. They just look so cute, don't they? They really do. So cute. Anyway, how's everyone doing today? Is everyone ready for a Christmas in just a few days? Actually, I should probably have my hair the other way. I should have it to even out the shade, the lighting. I don't know. The lighting is not the greatest. But yeah. Anyway, let me read over some of your comments. I got distracted with a bunch of other stuff here. Let's see. Blink twice if you need help. I'm not blinking. I'm not blinking. I'm not blinking. Here we go. Here's another surprise. It is a corona. It's a corona. There you go. It's a coronavirus. We are in quarantine right now. Yes. Anyway, Promise says driving back from visiting extended family, being a good weekend. Well, that is amazing to hear. That's amazing. Hopefully, the coming Christmas time is going to be really, really good for you as well. Oh, I can't believe them back there. They're just so cute. They're just so cute, aren't they? Anyway, let's say I am so ready for 2024 to be over. Going to be a whole lot of changes in 2025. That is for sure. I sure hope so. I think you're absolutely right. I think so. We're not going to talk too much about it because I think we're going to talk about New Year's stuff next Sunday. Because next Sunday I'll be live again right before New Year's. So we will certainly talk more about that. But yeah, absolutely. I think 2025 is going to be an amazing year for sure. But you always have to be mindful of negative things, positive things going to happen, negative things may end up happening. So anyway, let's take a bite of our keto donut. We don't have tea today. Sorry, guys. We don't have tea today, but I do have the keto donut. Keto donut is absolutely amazing. Very, very good. There it is. And mine says, new characters are being introduced. New story arc coming up. Maybe. Possibly. Who knows? They have been featured in videos before. If you've ever seen them. It's just extremely rare. Like they've been in like one or two videos. Not even on this channel, one a different one. Hope you're prolactin. Prolactin, GG. Prolactin. Yeah, I haven't had him tested. I mean, we just talked, what is it, two weeks ago about that? See the doctor maybe like once or twice a year now. So, well, especially mostly starting next year for sure. See the doctor a lot less. And in the next lab work, they're not being tested. But, that's along the lines of what we're talking about today, which is going to be about transitioning and how society perceives me differently. It is really interesting. We hear you. Oh, I thought you said, where are you? I read that wrong. I read that wrong, Ryan. We hear you. Where are you? I read that as, where are you? Oh my gosh. Did you poke holes in it? The bag or the orphan? Only and I will get that joke. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And see, Promise says, I need all the prolactin. For the baby. For the baby. Almost dropped my keto donut again, look. Smiley face. Smiley face, look. He's smiling. He's smiling. Anyway. I almost dropped the donut again. I'm gonna put the donut down. Put the donut down for a moment. So. Yeah, I guess let's just, dive a little bit on into the topic here, because I think a lot of people don't really, I guess, from everyone's standpoint here, based on your belief and navigation throughout the world, how do you think society perceives you and treats you and other people treat you based on what your gender is? So if you're a male and you know and you identify as a male and such, and you're perceived by the people as a male, do you feel as though there are certain things that most people may jump to conclusions on or judge you based on the fact that you are a male as opposed to a female? Or likewise, the other way around, if you're a female, do you feel as though there are some things that some people judge you or think a certain way about you for the sole fact that you are a female and not a male? Curious to know what your thoughts are on that. Because, you know, I have experience with the major change here of how people have perceived me going from a male to a female, and just, it's a little different for me because I wasn't really, you know, around too many people as a male, more so a female. I interact with more people. But, yeah, you know, it's actually very interesting because I made a YouTube short about that earlier in the week. And it's like, this is why I don't really check the YouTube comments, because there's like so many people saying, it's like, yeah, I bet that they do treat you differently. I mean, like, it kind of had like a sarcastic remark that someone made about, let me actually see what some of the comments were. It was like very interesting stuff. Very, very interesting, shall we say. So this is why I don't even like read the comments on the videos anymore, because they're mostly just all troll or just, ugh. Let's see. Bro, you're funny. It says, nobody is dismissing you because you're a woman. And then LOL. And then another one has like a queasy face and like a barf face, all this other stuff. And it's like, you were so close to figuring out the real issue. So close. Just like, and then goes on about all this other stuff. Let's see. Just a bunch of other stuff too. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Now, yeah. So I'm just curious to know what your perception is based on, do you think other people judge you or base certain things upon you for the sole fact that you are a male or a female? Metatech, great to have you here. How are you doing today? Looking good? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. How about these two cuties here? How are they looking? How are they looking? Hopefully they're doing very, very good. You doing good, guys? I hope so. Anyway, let's take our last bite of the donut. Smiley face. Funny stuff. Funny stuff. So, let's see what everyone said here. So Ryan said, definitely, a lot of ladies assume because I'm a male that I'm only after one thing and one thing only. You know, you make a very, very good point there. That's honestly a very, very good point there. I think there's a lot of assumption based on that. However, I do believe a lot of that to be true, to be completely honest with you. Not necessarily with you, Ryan, but for a large majority of males. Here is a very good example. Okay? Here's a very, very good example. And, you know, I don't have 100% full experience of this, but I can say it from my own perspective of certain things. So, this was many, many, many years ago. You know, I joined like a dating site way long ago. But back then I was only interested in other women, okay? But the thing is, when a woman joins a dating site, especially if they're attractive, they don't have to do anything. All they do is they can just sit there, wait for the guys to come to them, and then they can just kind of pick and choose. For a guy who joins it, it's extremely hard to go ahead and try to find someone and not be labeled as a creep if you do reach out to a woman or anything along those lines, because always the women are going to be thinking either he's after just that one thing, or it could also be, well, I got all these other guys lined up, who slid on into my DMs, waiting. And mind you, it doesn't even have to even be a dating site. We're talking about any social media site. Facebook's not a dating site, but that's where a lot of people go to a date, or Instagram or TikTok or any of those other things. It doesn't really matter, but ones that are specifically about like dating site stuff. Okay. So I've not actually seen, but I have heard about, rather, that there are dating sites that the man actually has to pay a subscription, but the female doesn't. And what that does, I honestly, I guess when it comes to that specific thing, I am probably in favor of that, to be completely honest with you, even though it's like, how could you be in favor of that? That's like discrimination and sexism. But it's like, okay, well, that would weed out a lot of these guys who are just desperate, who just are not serious. So it's kind of like, okay, but maybe a woman should pay as well, but I feel as though the women don't think like that the same way men do. So it's very interesting. Now, how am I able to say this and make it not sound like sexist or whatever else? Because I have experience going from male to female, so I understand how the brain works and what it's thinking about when it comes to male or female, how the brain functions, what it's thinking about. So it's very, very different. So I can tell you firsthand that is how it is a lot of times, which I think is why, if there is a male on some sort of social media site or something who is reaching out to a female, he often may find her attractive, maybe want to talk with her, but she may not necessarily feel the same way. Okay? I'm just saying that. Now, mind you, I don't do any of the dating site thing, and gosh, how long ago? Well, that was like over a decade ago. It's just so long ago. I just feel so old, right? So old now. But it's interesting because even though I do like the other social media, like, I have like the YouTube videos and the posts and that sort of stuff, I still get emails and comments. It's like, will you be my girlfriend? Or can I be your boyfriend or whatever else? And it's like, sir, sir, it's like, there's no, how should I put it here? That's like the biggest turnoff imaginable. If someone says that right up front, it's like, I do not want to talk to you at all after hearing that. It's like that's the complete opposite way that I want to go, if that's how you're going to introduce yourself. But how many women do that to a man? That's an interesting thing. So, yeah, it's, even though society has this opinion of men in that particular type of mindset and only after one thing, as you said, Ryan, it's often because a lot of times it is very true. Not for every man, but it is a lot of times. So that's why it's just not that great to actually meet people online. So anyway, let me continue on now. Okay. This is something I never really thought about. Well, now you are thinking about it, promise. Now you are thinking about it. It's good to think about it. So it's good to think about how the mind works, how people perceive one another, because even though people can say, oh, I am non-binary, or I identify as a third gender, all this other stuff, we as human beings only see male and female. That's just how it is. You see someone and you're immediately assumed male or female. That's not something that society created. That is something that is hardwired in our brains. That's something that is part of the human species. You know, that's just how it is. So it's not sexism or phobia or whatever else, you know, people have names for these days. But yeah, you know, it's just something that is part of our brain. So in order to really think about that, how we make assumptions based on people, based on their gender, based on how they look. Like if someone looks androgynous, we'll kind of be very confused because we're trying to rationalize something. It's like, this doesn't make any sense. Who is this person? It's like, why are they presenting like that? And it'll make our minds really start to think and wonder. You know? But let's see, Promise says, I certainly, a certain segment of the male population treats me in a way I do not appreciate solely because I'm female. Exactly. I hate being ogled and followed around. It happens quite a lot. That is terrible to hear, Promise. It really is. But yeah, you're absolutely right. There are going to be plenty of men who are like that. Do women do the same thing to men? I don't want to say no, because yes, certainly there can be, but for the most part, there are going to be far more men who do it to women than women doing it to men. So, now, I guess speaking from my own experience when it comes to that, you know, so as I mentioned, you know, going from male to female, noticing how people, you know, may perceive me differently or look at me differently. It is very, very interesting, because as a male, I wouldn't get any sort of attention. Not really. But as a female, there'd be far more attention. And it's kind of like, well, I really don't want the kind of attention that these people are giving me. You know, because it's kind of just like, I really don't want a lot of that type of attention. But you just got to be very extra careful and just mindful of the people that you are around and the types of things that are around. Because as with the example of, like, you know, some sort of social media or like a dating app or whatever, as I said, a woman can just go on there and just sit there. She can literally create her profile, sign off, and never sign on again, and she'll have like hundreds of messages. Whereas a guy could go on there, create his, and then leave, and then he won't get really much of anything. It's interesting. It's interesting. Now, what do women go after for men? It tends to be more about status and money and, you know, power. So it could be someone who is very physically strong, who has a lot of wealth and money, who is, you know, very ahead in their career and a whole bunch of stuff. Whereas a man is not necessarily looking for that. They're looking mostly for like a physical beauty. It's very interesting how our brains are thinking about different people and how we can connect with them, even if we don't even know that person. We're judging people in our minds based on how our brains are hardwired. So it's very interesting when we actually really think about it. I think it's very important to actually think about it, because then you can start to filter out what is important, what is meaningful, and what is just a bunch of fluff within your mind. What is your mind making you believe that shouldn't necessarily be, you know, the most important thing? You know? That's why I think it's just very important to think about that. But as I said, people aren't going to think about that a lot of times. They're just going to keep going with, I guess, however it is that they get an ego boost. For women, that ego boost would be, oh, look at all these men who are chasing after me. I can have any man I want. because they're all chasing after me because they think I'm amazing, but I'm just going to allow them to keep chasing. That is their ego boost. That makes them feel good, special about themselves. Whereas a man, it's more so, I guess, kind of similar, like how many ladies he can try to impress, but also his own competition with other men as well, trying to be the best. You know, I mean, women do that as well. I mean, they all do it. We're all in competition with one another. It's just, we break it down, we're all just in competition with one another. Women against women for like the most beauty and try to get the most men who, you know, it's like, hey, you got woman number one who is attractive, woman number two who's even more attractive. Well, that's going to make woman number one very, very mad, very upset that she's not as attractive as woman number two, who's getting all the guys coming after her. You know? But yeah, I mean, as I said, I have experience with that where I can just, you don't got to do anything. You just, I have my social media stuff. I just, you know, I don't reach out to people, and then I have all these people coming to me, and it's like, calm it down, calm it down, calm it down, you know? Let's see. So Ryan says, I'm the odd guy. If I don't have a connection, a deep connection, then I have no sexual interest. See, and that is how we really should be thinking, because I feel as though that is a sign that someone is very aware and mature. Someone who is very aware of their own, everything that we just previously discussed, all of that. People are aware of that. Like, I am fully aware of that sort of stuff. So it's like, if I have like all these guys chasing after me or whatever, I can't be thinking in my head, it's like, okay, hold on now. The ego may be like, oh my gosh, this is like exciting. But at the same time, it's like, no, because it's like, look at what's happening here. You know, it's like, this is all artificial stuff. Because it's like, okay, what does that really matter? Is that really all that important? And when you break it down, it's like, I'm very aware of where the mind may be going, but the mind can always play very tricks on you, which is why you have to try to be very mindful of that sort of stuff. So being able to be aware of that, connect with how you know, truly, what your true beliefs are deep down, and just loving the person that you are, and then being able to share that and express that to other people, then you end up attracting the right people to you who you can have a deeper connection with. You know, I feel as though when it comes to very good friendships or relationships, the right people come into your life at a very specific time to help you through something, to help you grow, help you get to a certain part in your life to where you may no longer need that person, no longer need the support of that person. Like, maybe you were struggling with something. I've had this happen to me many times. A lot of people that could be considered enemies or even friends, and just everywhere else in between, where there's been people who just come into my life, something major happens, and they help me through something, and then they're gone. And when they leave, I begin to realize I have grown so much as a result of that other person. And it's interesting, I think all of the people who have, I guess, made that major impact have all pretty much been females, for the most part. Then there's a few, you know, trans people in there as well, which I guess you can, like, how do you go about that? It's like, do you go by biological female or what they identify as female-wise? Because do you connect with certain things? So it's like, I don't know, it's just interesting. You know, I don't... I would say out of the friends that I have, it's just very interesting, because I think it's very good to have such a diverse set of friends. people who satisfy certain things, but you can't necessarily satisfy everything that you desire out of another person, if that makes sense. It's like if you want the perfect friend to do a list of like 100 things, that's literally impossible. So I may have a friend who is, focused on this particular aspect, and I may have another one who's focused on this particular one. So there's other things that are of strong interest to me that I may not have a friend to talk about with those certain things. So it's all about where you feel as though there are some holes that you may be lacking with some sort of friendship or relationship with other people. Trying to find or just seeking out some of those positive people to help you with those certain aspects of yourself. Like if you have friends that you can have a good time with, they really help you in certain ways, but you don't really have anyone that you can just open up to, that you can really, like you have a really bad day and you want to be able to share that with someone, but you don't have anyone who will actually really listen because your other friend is mostly like a fun party person or whatever else. So you can't really connect with them on that level. So you have to be able to find someone that you can. So then you have multiple friends for different purposes. That is what it's all about. It's not about finding the one perfect friend or partner. It's about just finding what is the things that you're passionate about, and then just meeting the people that fill those areas up. And I guess for when it comes to a romantic partner, that would be something that is, I guess, greater than a lot of the other things, or it occupies the most important aspect of the things that you like and want to express. So anyway, let's continue on here. I promise, I'm nothing special to look at. I'm very run-of-the-mill. Well, hey, maybe that's what some people like. I mean, everyone has a preference, right? It's interesting because it's like, let's just say if you had a lineup of 10 different women or 10 different guys or whatever, every person is going to rate someone a different way. It's like, oh, I don't like this person because so-and-so reason. And it's like, oh, well, I think that is the best good-looking person there. You know what I mean? So it's like everyone is different. So it's like that's just how it is. That's what makes people unique. That's the interesting thing. It really is. Metatech says, I'm clocking everyone now for some reason. There you go. There you go. What about them? They're waiting. Let's say, Ovid, great to have you here. I think I missed your saying hello to you, so hello. Welcome to the broadcast. I don't think most people think about this anymore. I just live and let live. That's very, very good. Absolutely right. Very, very, very good. Usually the older that you get, the less you worry about it, I would say. You worry less about, I would say, how other people are and how you are to other people. It's like, I used to be very, very strict with certain things, and I had to be, a very certain way, and I'm just not like that anymore. Ryan says, again, odd guy out here. I don't judge on physical beauty. I'm attracted to intelligence. Looks are just a bonus. There you go. That's good. That's very, very good. That's what more people need to be doing, but unfortunately, that's just not the case. Just not the case. Promise says, when I was single, it was definitely important to me that I date someone who has a stable job and could afford a decent life. It's good. I mean, you should always wish for and put in the positive affirmations for something that is the best for you. Okay, something that is in your best interest because you deserve the best for you. What the best for you is subjective. You know, it all depends on your own personal preference. You know, it's like what is going to help you feel safe with the other person? What's going to help you really be the best person that you can be? What type of person is that? And a lot of times, it's not necessarily about intentionally seeking that person out. It's more so those people end up coming into your life for specific reasons to help you with something a lot of times. So, or, I mean, you can intentionally seek it out, like, you know, people who join the dating apps and everything, but that is not my thing. That is not my thing. That is for darn sure. So, let's see here. Ryan says, usually looks to get attention. I call that peacocking. Oh, interesting. I've never heard that term before. Meditech says, eventually there is an upper limit generally to the number of people who we associate with, to about 25. Oh gosh, that is a lot. That is a lot. That's a lot. Okay, so let me see how many, what is my limit? I mean, my limit may be like 5. Let me see how many people I talk with regularly or semi-regularly. I guess about 5 or 6 people, maybe 7. So some of them more frequently than others, but others a lot less. So, but yeah, 25, interesting. That would be too much for me. I think my average is like 5. And that really includes people that I talk with occasionally, on other you know, a few others that I talk with more regularly. So, yeah. Let's see, Denbar's number says it's 150, the number of people we can maintain social relationship with. That there's just no way. That's to be real. 150? 150. There's just no way. I'm trying to find that article, but it says 25. That says it's 25. Yeah. That makes more sense. 25 makes more sense. And that even seems high. Because just think about it. Count all of the friends that you have right now that you talk with at least once a month. Okay? I have a few friends that maybe I talk with, you know, every few months. So maybe I shouldn't count them. There's like 1 or 2 people that I talk with maybe every few months. And there's other people that I talk with about once a week, or every few days, or once a day, or twice a day. But that amount of people, 150, that's a bit too much, I must say. There's no way. The connection prescription, so using the power of social interactions and the deep desire for connectedness to empower health and wellness. See, I think it's very important to connect with other people, and I think it's, whether you do it online or in person, you know, it's certainly a lot easier online. Like, you know, I know just over the years, you know, I've reached out to people before. It's like, hang on, there's better be a lot of loud noise. So hopefully you can still hear me through the loud noise. It's about to kick on. Patience. ASMR now. Anyway, let's just wait for the loud noise to begin. But yeah, I mean, it's let's see. So I think what I was trying to get at here when it comes to social interactions, that's trying to, can you hear it? I don't know if you can, maybe you can hear it when I'm talking, but I will just keep this up here because it is very, very loud. Actually, it's about to get even louder, so. It's very, very loud in this place, isn't that right, boys? You get scared of some of this loudness here, don't you? You're just like what? You're just mindlessly watching the computer. You're watching all of the people commenting, aren't you? You want to sniff all of their feet, don't you? There's the loudness. I wonder if you can hear it like behind my voice. When I don't talk, it does clear it all out because of my noise filter that I have, but hopefully you can hear me fine. So hopefully you can hear me fine because it is very, very loud. Hopefully you can hear me, especially since I'm holding it up here, but anyway, so what I was getting at when it comes to, let's see, we were talking about the connections with other people. Okay, so when it comes to, I guess, a male and a female, the way that they approach other people. This kind of goes back to a previous video that I made about can men and women. I'm not sure if it was a video. It may have just been an article on my website, but the way that if men and women can be just friends. Here's the interesting thing. So, for me personally, I find it easier to connect with men more so than I do women. Like, I have more common interests with men than I do women. However, if I am reaching out to some guy or whatever, it's like I wouldn't want him to think, and maybe this is, a male part of my brain or whatever, or maybe I'm just thinking, well, because he's a male, maybe if he thinks that I'm reaching out to him, that he thinks that I'm interested in him when I'm not. And he's okay, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like that doesn't stop me from reaching out to people or just trying to make friends and whatever. But it's very interesting because it's like that sort of social difference there when it comes to men and women of how we think how the other person is going to act. Like, if a man approaches me and we're talking, it's like, am I going to think, oh, maybe he's interested in me because of this? And it's like, sometimes that is the case. I mean, there have been people who have said that sort of thing before. But it's like, you just got to be very cautious about those things, because if you're trying to maintain some sort of friendship, like I do have male friends. I'm not interested in them, and surely I hope that they're not interested in me. And then I have female friends, and then I have trans friends, and it's kind of like, there are all sorts of differences when it comes to the way that the interactions are. Because it's like, what is too much to say to people, but before you come across as you're attracted to them and you don't want to express that. You don't want to say those things. And I think dynamics between men and women can be quite challenging as a result of that. That's not to say that a man and a woman can't be friends. It's just, it can be very, very hard to. But it's also very hard for me because it's like, I tend to connect more with men because I have more common interests. Like, okay, so programming and website design stuff and financial related stuff and, video games. That tends to be more male activities. Things that more men like as opposed to females. It's like, I don't know what really females want to talk about for the most part. It's like, I'm not as interested. It's like, but it's like, what would be the purpose of just talking with all men all the time? So it's just about finding the right people. And also, I guess when it comes to the social dynamics of and the differences between men and women, the other thing to keep note of is you can't really get too upset if there is any sort of rejection even. Because let's talk about in my case as a trans person. There are going to be people that I may talk to that may know me, and then, you know, it's like, oh, well, if they know that I'm trans, maybe they won't want to be friends with me anymore. Or maybe there's people who already know and don't want to be friends with me as a result of that. But maybe I am like, we could be such good friends, but they have some sort of negative stigma about people like me that they don't want to associate with. So it can become very, very hard as a result of that, because, like, yeah, if I just stayed as a male, things would be very different. But now as a female, you know, you do get a lot more attention and people looking at you. But then it's like, if they find out that you're, you know, born as a male, then they may be, you know, some of them could be very accepting, be just fine. Other people may not be. Because a lot of men are going to be thinking specifically when it comes to not necessarily just being friends with that woman, but, you know, just wanting some sort of romantic relationship a lot of times. Heathen Granny 666 trademark, how are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing fantastic. Heathen Granny. How are you doing today? We have missed you over the past couple of streams. How have you been? How is your Christmas coming along? Hopefully you've been a good little heathen. Anyway, I'm going to get to some more of your comments here. Let's see what we have. Okay. I have a large number of friends, definitely over 25 people, says Ryan. Interesting, okay. I definitely have under 25 by a decent amount, and that's perfectly fine for me, because I'd rather have a smaller number of people. I mean, you can have, like, acquaintances or people that you talk with regularly, but, you know. And I think a major point is, if anyone's watching this who, like, I know there's plenty of people who just watch the streams or the videos and they don't ever comment, or that they don't have an account or whatever else, and maybe they are too shy. Maybe they are too shy. You know, it's like, that's how I was for, like, the longest time, and it's like extremely rarely, like if I watch something, or I, you know, if I am talking with someone, like, online, or if I watch a video of someone, and it's, maybe there's some sort of dynamic there that I could, you know, we could talk about something, then it's like, okay, I just feel some sort of way of being compelled to reach out to that person in some sort of way. And mind you, most of the time, you know, no one ever replies back, or they don't see it, or whatever else. And that's what you have to be prepared for, because it's like, when you're trying to meet new people, and mind you, I'm also, you know, like, quite a few people I reach out to are also males as well. So it's kind of like, should I do that? I don't know. I don't know. But it's not in any sort of romantic way, you know? It's just like, okay, but it's kind of like, okay, well, I don't know how they're going to perceive it, you know? Especially if, I mean, would you be upset would a female be upset if their man or their husband or whatever else, you know, is talking with another lady online who they're not interested in, supposedly? You know what I mean? It's like, if I'm reaching out to someone like that, it's like, but it's not even about that. It's like, okay, we have a similar interest about something that I would like to share with someone, but I don't have anyone of my friends who knows anything about that. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? So it's just a very interesting thing. And I don't come across that way, but, you know, things can always be like that. So if anyone who is too shy to reach out or too scared to reach out, you just have to do it, no matter how scary it is. And then when you post that, you just like, all right, I put it out there. You may be thinking about it for a bit. It's like, oh gosh, what if the person thinks this and that, or what if they don't reply or whatever? You just gotta like put it out there and just be like, I'm just going to pretend like nothing happened and just put it out there and not worry about it. And if they reply back, great. If not, great. Who cares? That's what you gotta do. So you can't be so upset thinking that you said or did something wrong, or be thinking about, oh, I don't want to be rejected by this person. I don't want to feel that way. You just got to do it. You just got to do it. You just got to like, okay, if you're rejected by 100 people, but then you meet one person who's actually becomes a close friend, well, isn't the 100 rejections worth it up to that point to get you to that one good friend? It makes you a much stronger person. So you just have to do that. And of course, it is much harder if it's some sort of romantic thing. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about any sort of connection that you're trying to meet. Anyway. I'm still holding this because it is quite loud. Still, I don't. Can anyone hear it like behind my voice when I'm talking? Because it is extremely loud. I should turn off the noise filter. Let's turn off the noise suppression. Do you hear it? Let's get the noise suppression back on. Doesn't the noise suppression do amazing? I mean, I don't think it removes it when I'm talking, but it removes it from the silence. You don't hear it. Yeah, it is like freezing cold here. So yeah, that loud noise is the heater. I think it's about to shut off, so that's very good. And when it shuts off, folks, I'm gonna continue to read some of your comments, but I have a special Christmas gift for you. This is to 5 lucky people. Tasha, welcome to the Rooster Club. Rooster. Sweet Scorpio, welcome to the Rooster Club. Rooster. Ellie Longer, welcome to the Rooster Club. Rooster. Jody, welcome to the Rooster Club. Rooster. And Andrielle, welcome to the Rooster Club. Yeah, all people I've never seen before, I don't think. or who are not actually chatting. I know, that's what YouTube does. They're like, we're going to give it to people. We're going to give it to people who only visited this channel once for like 5 seconds and then swiped away. It's like YouTube. There are some people here who would like it, but Meditech already has a a sub. Ryan already has a sub, so I guess it would be like Heathen Granny maybe who may have gotten it, but no, they didn't give it to her. Or Promise as well, I didn't give it to her. You know, so oh, the princess, great to have you here. How are you doing today? I'm going to finish reading over some of your comments. So let's see what else you have here. This thing is still going. This thing is still going. I'm waiting. Waiting for it to shut off. Ugh. Okay. Trans have it hard though. Online, not the same though. Yeah, online is not the same as in person. I feel as though more people are creeps on online. Like as I said, I've received all these. Okay, hang on. I just thought, okay, it's disgusting. You know, back when I allowed Facebook messages. Let's just say that there's been a few people who have sent penises. Back then. It's like, I don't want to see. Why is that your introduction? It's like, I don't want to see that. And then, just like over the past year, some gay guy sent like 2 like nude photos of himself. I'm like, dude, I don't want to see that. It's like, I don't want to see that. It's just disgusting. It really is. I don't know. Look, I don't know. Please don't send that. Please don't send that. That is just some amazing way. That's just, that's just like the most amazing introduction you could possibly have. Just send a picture of your genitals. It's like, yeah. That's really going to get the ladies, right? Especially if you're gay, right? You're sending it to someone who's not gay, who's not able to participate in any sort of gay interactions. You're sending that to a gay person. I mean, a gay person is sending that to me who is not a gay person. So it's like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So, yeah, it's still happening. It's not much, but it happens occasionally. It happens occasionally. I just see it and I'm like, you just can't unsee it because it's like you just open up your email and there it is. And it's like, delete it. Delete it. Delete it immediately. Goes right to junk. Literally, junk goes right to junk. Anyway. Let us continue on now, folks. Let us continue on. I'm like really, really late, but it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Hold on. So let's see what we have here. Still regularly listen to your ASMR videos, says Promise. Cringe. Hopefully you would like them. Hopefully you would like them, Promise. I'm behind, as you. I'm like almost 20 minutes behind. Okay. Have you ever watched Financial Audit? It's hilarious and really good financial advice. I have not. I've never heard of that. Oh, Heathen Granny says, I love video games more than females. Interesting. I'm a gamer just to have that street cred. I'm a gamer, but I play old games. I play games that are, very, very old. And a lot of times very, very bad. People love the bad games. The games are so bad. They just like, just want to rip my hair out sometimes. Okay, let's say, women have been accepting me being trans, and I've had a woman crush on me before I met my current partner. Okay. Okay, that's good. I'm so ready for Christmas. Hope you are too. Christmas with them. Let's say, love your streams. Always a comforting space to chill out in. You always have great advice and reassurance. Love your positivity. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Partner is a jealous person, and I'm attracted to that. Okay. That would not be attractive to me. I mean, if someone is like that, I'm going to be like, oh, no. You're gone. Bye-bye. The complete opposite. The complete opposite for me. That is something that is an absolute... I cannot stand that. If you get jealous of something that I do, or you get upset at something, that is just... I do not like that one bit. Yeah, that works great. I can't really hear it while you talk either. Okay, that's great. So when that heat was like blowing on, yeah. Okay, I'm almost back to real time now. That's great. Okay. Zoe Z or Zed, how they pronounce it in, I think like everywhere else. Do they pronounce it? I think they pronounce it Zed everywhere else for the letter Z. I think it's just the United States they pronounce it as Z. Everywhere else they pronounce it as Zed. It's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, it's like when I first heard that, I think it was like British or maybe like Canadian something that I was watching or reading or something. Well, obviously I wasn't reading it because it's just going to be that, but I was watching it. It was like, what are they saying? What is that Zed? Anyway, it's just interesting. I mean, the United States is interesting with a lot of stuff, like our units of measurement or our temperatures, our, you know, how we weigh things is all very different from pretty much every other country. It's like we're like the odd person out. It's like if you want to, it's just interesting. It really is. All right. LGBTQ. Yes, the Q stands for I was trying to make a funny joke, but I just lost it. Send her gold. I love gold, yes. You know, the perfect Christmas present for me would be anything financial related. Okay, like if someone gifted me like cryptocurrency or like, okay, look, here is a share of Tesla stock or Apple stock. It's like, oh, there you go. That's like the best Christmas gift ever. Or like money as well. It's perfectly fine. But yeah, that is like the best Christmas gift. It's like, I don't want anything physical. Just give me a share of like Apple or something. Or, you know, I'll take that. That's what I like. I love that you're playing Beavis and Butthead. I'm glad that you actually like it, Ryan. Maybe you should be Booger. I did play Booger Man, Ryan. That was a few months back. You have to check it out. I did do a complete playthrough of Booger Man. Oh man. Ryan, let me tell you this. That would be within my bottom 5 worst games that I played this year. Maybe number 4. The worst one is freaking Home Improvement. That is the freaking worst game that I played this year. That game, it was a nightmare. That game was a nightmare. And then Chips Challenge, and then I think the Ooze, and then I think it was Booger Man. So I think it was maybe 4th or 5th. I don't remember what else was there, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty weird. Let's see. I used to think women weren't able to keep up with my ADHD hyperactivities. Well, you know, some people can. I'm wanting the PS5 Pro 30th Anniversary Edition. Well, I hope that you get it. I really do. Anyway, folks, I've gone on quite a bit here. We have our amazing animals here. They're going to say goodbye to you. And they will see you next Sunday. Okay, so I'm going to say bye-bye to all of you. I'm going to wish you all a fantastic Christmas ahead. And then I shall see you right before New Year's. Hopefully you can make it here again next Sunday for our next live stream. Perfect timing, 69 minutes. Yes. Anyway, congratulations to everyone who got the gift sub. Wishing you a fantastic Christmas and week ahead. And I will see you all later. Bye-bye now.